All right, let's dive right in. Let's be real. The thought of getting sick or hurt in a foreign country can be pretty terrifying. But today, we're going to demystify the surprisingly simple way Finns talk about medical issues. By the end of this, you'll have the key to explaining exactly how you're feeling.
Okay, so put yourself in the scene. You're walking through beautiful Helsinki, having an amazing time, and then bam, a splitting headache just hits you out of nowhere. It's that classic traveler's nightmare, right? But what you need to say in Finnish is actually way more straightforward than you think. This right here is your absolute golden key. Seriously, forget everything you think you know about complicated ways to say I have. When you're feeling sick, this is the phrase you're going to use over and over again. It's the foundation for pretty much everything we're about to cover.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. The literal translation is, on me is. So in Finnish, you don't really possess an illness like you have a car. It's something that is currently on you. And understanding that little shift in perspective is what unlocks the entire logic of their medical language. It's kind of cool, right?
Okay, so let's see how that foundation works. We're going to get into what I like to call the Lego block method for talking about aches. This is where the Finnish language gets super efficient and lets you pinpoint exactly where it hurts. So meet your first and most important Lego block, the word särke. It just means an ache or a pain. By itself, it's pretty general, but the magic happens when you snap it onto the end of a body part. That's how you create a brand new, super specific word. And here's exactly how that works. It's like simple math. You take the word for stomach, which is vatsa, add your Lego block sarki, and boom, you get vatsasarki, a stomach ache. Same exact logic for a tooth. Hammas plus sarki equals hammassarki, a toothache. See how logical that is? So let's put it all together. You take your foundation phrase, minulla on, and you add your new Lego-built word, vatsasarku. You can even throw in an adjective like kamala, which means terrible, and you have a perfect, crystal clear sentence. Minulla on kamala vatsasarku. Just like that, you've explained your problem precisely.
Okay, now this is a really crucial point, so listen up. When do you use our Lego block särki, and when do you use this other word, kipeä? Well, think of it this way. Särki is for that deep, internal kind of ache, a headache, a stomach ache. Kipeä is more for a general soreness, like on the surface. You wouldn't say you have a wrist ache. You just say your wrist is sore. Ranteeni on kipeä.
Of course, not every illness is an ache, so let's quickly build out our vocabulary with some other essential words for common symptoms you might run into. Here are 3 big ones you should know. If you have a fever, the word is kuume. For a cough, it's uska. And for the common cold, you'd say you have flunsa. And guess what? You just pop them right onto the end of our favorite phrase, minulla on. Easy. And what if you're not totally sure what's going on? You can use this little addition, luulen että, which just means I think that. So luulen että minulla on kuume is a really natural way to say you suspect you have a fever. Super useful.
Okay, we need to shift gears for a second. We've gone over all the common stuff, but it's absolutely vital to be prepared for more serious situations. The next couple of slides cover some critical vocabulary I really hope you never need. So please, pay close attention here. These are the phrases that you hope you'll never, ever have to use, but you will be so incredibly glad you know them if you ever do. And you know what's amazing? Even in a major emergency, that Lego logic still holds up. A heart attack is suden kohtaus. See how it's built? You've got suden, which means heart, and kohtaus, which is an attack or a fit. The language stays consistent even for the most critical things. This one. This is the most important one. If you only memorize one phrase from this whole thing, make it this one. Soittakaa ambulanssi. It's a direct command. Call an ambulance. Simple, clear, and it could be a lifesaver.
All right, we're almost at the finish line. Let's just quickly cover a few key details you might need to share with the doctor to make sure they can help you safely and effectively.
Here are 2 really critical examples. First, allergies. You can state an allergy by saying olen allerginen penicillinalle, for I am allergic to penicillin. And second, if you have an injury, you might need to explain what you can't do. Something like, en voi liiku käsivarteni, I cannot move my arm. And finally, let's end on a phrase of comfort. Whether you're saying it to someone who's worried about you or a doctor is saying it to you, älä ole huolissasi just means don't worry.
It's a really reassuring phrase to know and an even better one to hear.
So what's the big takeaway here? It's that you don't need to memorize a giant medical dictionary. By just understanding that core structure of manula on and the incredibly logical Lego block system, you already have the tools to build the sentences you need to explain what's wrong. You're equipped. And suddenly, that scary thought of getting sick abroad, well, it feels a lot less worrisome now, doesn't it?